Hi, this is Mrs. Smith, Head of Computer Science. I'm just going to take you through the GCSE Computer Science option here at Lutterworth College. So you've all been studying Computer Science at Key Stage 3. At Key Stage 4, we can look at GCSE Computer Science, or you could go down the DIT route, which is Digital IT, and I've done another PowerPoint presentation on that. So for us, the exam board is OCR, and the course combines practical skills of computer programming with the theoretical understanding of concepts. And by that, it could be things like networking, binary, it could be logic, it could be the CPU, anything along those lines. So when you take up GCSE Computer Science, what skills will you learn? Well, of course, you will continue to develop your programming skills. So Python is the main one that we use, and we actually follow that all the way through until A-level. Along with that, you're going to develop your computational thinking, so thinking about how you could break down a project and allow a computer to develop it. You're going to learn what pseudocode is and how to write it. This is a script language that we use to write out algorithms within the exam. And then you're going to write computer programs, solve the problems. That's your logic and how we do things. The assessment then takes the form of 2 written exams, both worth 50% of the final grade, and you must show evidence of programming and you'll complete a project as evidence to do that. So basically we will take time out, half a term within your GCSE to be able to just practice programming and writing different projects. That will then support you in the component 2 paper, which is to do with programming. So our units then, so the first paper, component 1, looks at things like systems architecture. So that is your CPU, fetch, decode, execute cycle. Then we look at memory and storage. So this could be about your binary, but also different like solid state hard drives, magnetic tape. We could be looking at optical, so those sort of things. Then we've got computer networks, connections and protocols. So this would be how the internet works, LANs and WANs, the protocols, so the rules and standards that we use for communication to take place. Following on from that, we'll have network security. So how do we protect data? So this will be looking at your viruses, encryption. Then we look at system software, so operating systems, utilities, and then finally ethical, legal, cultural, and environmental impacts of digital technology. So this is looking at the ethical side of it. Is it ethical waste to dispose of it? So the impact it has on the environment, for instance. It could be how different cultures use different computers for different purposes. And then any legal aspects are the legislation that is in place, so like the Computer Misuse Act, Data Protection Act, Freedom of Information Act. These that are related to computers and how we protect ourselves when using them. The other paper then is computational thinking, algorithms and programming. So you cover algorithms. This could be standard algorithms like sorting, searching. Then the programming fundamentals, so what you really need in order to program. Then you produce robust programs, so learning how to make code maintainable. We look at Boolean logic, so and or not gates. And then finally, looking at different programming languages and the IDE, so the integrated development environments that you can use and why we use them. So it's an example of work that you might do from component 1. So component 1 on the left, we've got the wheel, the binary wheels, so we can learn about the Caesar cipher and encryption. But then we could also look at cloud storage and the importance of it and how it actually, the advantages, disadvantages. In component 2, we look at flow charting, which is the diagram on the left, but then we also have an example of code that you might write. So this is for a login, making sure that it's correct. Then, of course, you've got points and generating points on a game, and that's a dice rolling game. So there's loads of different things that you will learn during the course. So what can you go on to do with this subject? So your careers, further study, well, it works really well with maths and physics, further maths, D&T, anything along those, and of course further study at A-level computer science. That's not to say it doesn't sit well with others. You could also sit with any of the arts as something completely different. What have students gone on to study? Well, they've gone on to study games design, software engineering, engineering in general. So there is different pathways in which you can take if you decide to continue on this course. So if you do have any questions then regarding the course, then you can either contact your computing teacher, or you can contact me at k.smith@lutterworthcollege.com, and I will answer any questions that you might have. Thanks for listening. Bye.